So, when Bionicle was cancelled back in 2016, well, there were plans to make Makuta as a large-scale set, but obviously that never happened. However, the LEGO set designers showcased 3 different Makuta models. They provided pictures for us, and the talented people in the Bionicle community, well, we reverse engineered it. And now you can build these Makuta yourself. In the description below, you'll see links to the rebrickable pages that allow you to make these guys. You got yourself a part list, instructions, it's great. In today's video, I want to dive into all of the designs and amazing details of these brilliant models. Come with me, let's take a look at what could have been for Bionicle G2. I'm going to start off with this guy. On Rebrickable, he's referred to as Brawler Makuta. He looks so sick, look at this! Those dual blades strapped onto the arm. And look at these colors, gold and black looking so deliciously regal and evil. And the hints of orange looking like fire is burning through his very body. So cool. Now, before we keep going, one big warning. If you're sitting there and you're like, oh baby, I need to build this. Well, be aware that the parts list and the instructions for all 3 of these models, they have a lot of errors. They're not exactly the most easy thing to follow. In fact, the parts list on Rebrickable for this Makuta, the quantities are all doubled. Don't be like me and get it wrong and buy double the quantity. You're gonna have a bad time if you do, especially because these pieces are not cheap, or at least some of them. These trans orange rib cages, turns out they're expensive. Additionally as well, the instructions on Rebrickable, well, they're not like a clean and polished PDF. You download the LEGO Studio file, and then the instructions are generated through the program. When Rebrickable generates the instructions itself, it doesn't really do a good job. There's often times where it'll be like, okay, step 1, put this piece here. It's not attached to anything, just place it in the air. And you're like, okay, how do I do that? Or there's examples where it's like, okay, step 56, put this piece in here, and you're like, got it, great, excellent. And then 100 steps later, it's like, okay, take that out, and you're like, I can't take it out now. There's 1,000 pieces in front of it. And it's like, well, you're gonna need to, because you need to now put this piece behind the piece you already put in. And then you gotta put it all back together. It overcomplicates it, it doesn't know what it's doing, it's a bit frustrating. But if you're willing to put up with some of that, the end result is worth it. Because I mean, look at this. And yeah, of the 3 Makuta designs, this one, in my opinion, is the best. It's my favorite. Why? Well, there's some really nice techniques going on here. Like using these ornate gold curved armor pieces to round off the sides of the torso. I don't know, that just looks really clean, really nice. The Chima feathers, that invasion from below spike down here, to really round this off in a very ornate way, give him a bit of waist decoration. It's clean, it's pretty. And in general, the model is very robust and very sturdy. You can pose it well, you can play with it so easily, pieces don't fall off. It's great. This feels the most like an actual official LEGO set. It doesn't use too many pieces, and the pieces that it does use, well, it uses them to great effect. Less is more. This slaps. Love this, man. But let's take a look at the next model. This is Journey to One Makuta. It's the one that's based off of how he appears in Journey to One. Which, I don't know, can you still watch that on Netflix? Is that still a thing? I'll have to check. So what I like about this is it almost feels like an evolution of the last one. Similar colors, very similar shapes, but way more armor, way more detail. He's got goodies like a little collection of masks wrapped around this chain. Trophies that he's taken off of former opponents that he's bested. And it's interesting, there's a skull mask here. Does that mean he took out one of his own henchmen and wears that as a trophy? Did some skull henchman betray him and now he's like, hey, this could be you. Don't step out of line. That's kind of cool. I like that the simple inclusion of just these pieces adds so much like world building, so much lore, so much storytelling. Sweet. And now this armor, it's just exquisite. Including the ornate wheel element here on the torso for decoration. Dang. The layered spikes all over the waist. It really does look like padded armor. The big bulky shoulders. This all looks so freaking cool. But there is one problem. It's heavy. There's been a lot of times that I've left Makuta standing on a table, and then I come back in an hour and yeah, his knees have buckled and he's collapsed under his own weight. As unfortunate as this is, you can still pose the toy. And if you get it in the right position, it doesn't always collapse. It's still good, don't worry. Oh yeah, by the way, if you actually want to build this, you're gonna need the following sets. The Lord of the Skull Spiders, the Mask Maker versus Skull Grinder, Ikar, the Creature of Fire, Tahu, the Uniter of Fire, Onawa, Uniter of Earth, and of course, Umurak the Hunter and Umurak the Destroyer. If you got those sets, you can take them apart and build this. 7 sets to build one big boy is a lot, but it is worth it. There is a play feature in this, by the way. However, is there? When you turn the gear, nothing really moves. All of the heft and heaviness of the torso, all of those wealth of pieces, they kind of get in the way. Nothing really moves. Which is a shame, right? But I mean, come on, he does look pretty cool. I guess that's the trade-off. Or, I built this wrong. I did build this like a year ago when I was sick, so I don't fully remember. But I don't know, I don't think I built this wrong. Oh yeah, of course, I should mention the masks. You might be wondering about that. So this is the Mask of Ultimate Power. The photos taken by LEGO designers included this mask. Obviously this mask was never officially released, so if you want one, you're gonna have to 3D print it. Or you could buy one. Biryu Mox, he's made some himself. Below I'll include a link to Biryu Forge, which is his Etsy store, and then you can go pick some up yourself. I highly recommend it. The quality on these masks is next level. And come on, how good does this look? You really do need this to complete these characters. And okay, while we're talking about that, let's move over to Overlord Makuta, the final one, the biggest one. So I have this mask in black, and at first I thought, yeah, this is gonna look so good. And it does, but when I put the gold one on, it looks a little better. The gold highlights on the armor just look better if the mask is gold itself. So look, get whatever color you want, but I would recommend the pearl gold. Also, if you're curious, I thought, well, you know, we do have a lot of gold G2 masks. How would they look on the body? And some of them look pretty good, until you zoom out. Then they look tiny. His head is way too small, which is a shame because this would have been sick. But see, this is why you need the custom one. It's just the right size. I guess if you want, you could build your own mask with pieces, system parts, Technic pieces, whatever. That is another alternative, and it could be cool. It's up to you. But okay, all this talk about masks, that leads us down to his staff. Like we saw before, it's decked out with trophies. He's taken the golden masks of all the Toa. He's defeated them all. Except for Gully, apparently. And that makes sense. Of course, Gully would survive. But yeah, this looks sick. I really like the levels of consistency across all 3 of these Makuta. From things like, yeah, mask trophies, to even, you know, waist cloth, or bulky shoulder pads. There's a lot of consistency, a lot of similarities. It almost feels like he levels up from each version to the next. He gains more armor. He finds more trophies. He obtains more power. I don't know, I love the sense of progression, the storytelling. This is dope. Now, this Makuta design, it does require some custom cloth. Looking at the official images, they have this cool, like, purple cloth with printing on it. And there's also a few custom stickers as well. Now, I don't really know how to get that. I guess I could have it custom made, but I don't really know where to go to do that, or who to contact, whatever. So I thought, okay, let's try a more purist route with existing pieces. So the cloth that I put on the legs here, this is the cloth piece from Kylo Ren, and this is the cloth piece from Darth Maul. I think it works. I think it looks pretty good. Yeah, it would have been nicer in purple, but there's not a lot of purple cloth. It is a shame that there's no cloth on the weapon, and no sticker as well, but I actually think it looks pretty good as is. Still, hey, you know, if you're gonna build this yourself, feel free to go buy the cloth, however you do that. Overlord Makuta also comes with a ton of accessories. He's got a weapon on his other hand, looks pretty good. The one problem with this though, is the connection for it is real flimsy. You can easily take it off or, I don't know, it falls off. Which is lame, but it does look good. And then he's got an axe strapped to his leg. Sick. This is just great. However, one problem with this, it's heavy. The wings on the back, they do cause him to sort of tilt backwards a little bit. It's never really been enough that he's toppled over. He's still sturdy, he can still hold up his weight, but occasionally you're not sure. And that can be a little scary. You don't want this dude falling off your shelf. Speaking of the wings, if you want these black wings that are all black like that, they are annoyingly expensive. So if you're planning on picking this up, be aware of that, especially because you need 4. You might be able to find a few other alternatives to replace this piece, but that's up to you. Another expensive element that you need a good handful of, it's these Borok eyes in trans purple. Again, they're expensive. I opted for a cheaper option. Zion Tyro Custom Wares, he sells some custom ones, and they're great. They get the job done. I'll include a link below to his store if you want to check that out. But okay, what really grabbed me here about this Makuta, it's the frame. Taking off all the armor, it's beautiful. It's a gorgeous mix of CCBS, Technic, and system. It's all blended into something that is so wonderful, something that's really posable, and something that allows you to make a really, really nice model. All 3 of these Makuta, they use G2 pieces in really innovative ways, really exciting ways. I can't help but think if these became official sets, if G2 never got cancelled, people might look at CCBS pieces a little differently. They may not hate them as much. Because honestly, building these toys made me realize the true capabilities of this beautiful system. These models are unlike any other set we ever saw. The designs are so clean, so cool, and it's all thanks to those pieces. If LEGO was gonna make something like this, I can only imagine the cool stuff that they would have kept making had Bionicle kept going. It really is a shame that G2 ended so soon. And it's a shame that these were never official sets. But thankfully you can make them yourself, and I guess that's just as good. But okay, that's a look at all 3 of these marvelous Makuta. What do you think? Do you like these guys? Let me know in the comments below. But that's all for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Happy building, and bye for now. So does anyone know where you can actually commission people to make that purple printed cloth and some of those stickers? I would like to pick some up if I could, but I don't know how.